and welcome to our Girls in STEAM workshop. I'm Ella Chan from Sci-Files.
And I'm Norbert Banyi from Flavourful Science.
And together this summer we made the Flavourful Summer of STEAM. And in this workshop we're going to be bringing some of the Flavourful Summer of STEAM to you.
Alright, so let's go through the learning outcomes of this workshop. First, we want to develop an understanding that there are STEAM applications to food. Second, we want you to relate concepts that you might have heard about in school or recipes that you might already know to STEAM. Third, we want you to gain confidence that you can communicate science. And finally, we want you to acquire the tools to begin making food science projects on your own.
Today, you're going to be doing a number of different activities in this workshop. First, we're going to be brainstorming different scientific experiments based on food items. Then, we're going to be walking through the parts of a scientific experiment, allowing you to create your own science project. And finally, we'll be talking through different places that you could share the science project and different careers that you can go into that use science. So, let's get started.
First, let's come up with a science experiment. Where might you guys look to find a question? I like to cook, so I might look in the kitchen first. But today, my food is going to be my experiment, so I'm going to be safe. So let's take a look at the specimen that I came up with. So first, we have some salad dressing. Then we have some Concord grapes, baking soda, peppers, bread, and banana. So let's get into it.
Alright, so I want to talk about the science behind each of these food items. Let's start with putting on my safety equipment. Alright, so now that we're ready to go, let's start talking about each of these different objects. As Robert mentioned, these are all kitchen ingredients, so let's explore the science behind each of them. Let's start over here with our salad dressing. As you can see, this salad dressing actually forms two distinct layers. There's an oil layer and a water layer. I wonder if there's anything that we could add to the salad dressing to make it into one complete mixture. This would be an example of coming up with a science experiment. Now let's move on to our Concord grapes. Concord grapes are actually an example of an engineered fruit. These grapes were specifically selected for their sweet taste and brown shape. Is there a way that we could design grapes to make them more bitter or more sour? Now let's move on to our baking soda and vinegar reaction. As you can see here, I have some baking soda. But how does the ratio of baking soda to vinegar change the amount of bubbles that we see? Now moving on to our chilies. These may look delicious at first, but if you've ever tried a chili, you know they pack a punch. Is there a way that we could change the soil that we grow these chilies in to change the amount of spice that are in each pepper? Now let's look at our traditional sandwich bread. While this may not look scientific at first, once you look more closely and notice that all of these bubbles were formed by yeast, then you can think of a science experiment where you use different species of yeast to see the different bread rise. Finally, let's look at our banana. When we think about each of the cells inside this banana and how much DNA each cell can hold, we can think of an experiment where we might extract this DNA. Is there a difference between the DNA that we are able to extract at a high temperature versus a low temperature? These are just some ideas that we found from items in our own kitchens, but there are so many other possibilities out there. Let's go see how you could create your own food science experiment.
Now it's your turn to create your own science project. Let's walk through the steps. The first step involves doing some background research, looking into the topics you're interested in to pick one. Next up, it's time for you to pick a topic. For example, we might pick the topic of the spiciness of chilies.
The next step is to create a research question which you'd like to answer with your experiment. For example, in our banana experiment, a research question might be, how does the amount of DNA change depending on the temperature of our extraction? Then you're going to want to run a bunch of tests, and you want to keep running them until you answer your question. For example, if your experiment is creating the best loaf of bread, you'll want to keep baking loaves of bread to collect data.
The next step that you have is to record your results. Going back to our grape experiment, maybe that's writing down which grapes were sweet versus which ones were sour. The last step in this process is to draw your conclusions. This is where you take your background research, your topic, your research questions, your tests, your results, and combine them all into one answer. But what's more than likely is that you'll end up with more questions. This is why creating a science project is often a cyclical process. You may be done answering one research question, but now you have more.
Ella, now that they've created their own projects, where can they go to share them?
There are many different places where you can present your own science projects. Personally, I started my science journey making videos on YouTube, just based on experiments that I did in my own kitchen. You can also write scientific papers that can be published in journals or in newspapers to share science with the world. Another way that you could share science is through your classroom. Maybe you could sign up for a science fair or another type of science outreach project in your local community. There's endless ways where science can impact your life. And there's actually many careers that use science.
So now let's talk about who might use science. There's many careers that require knowledge of science. First, what we're doing today is science communication. If you're a journalist or anyone that's talking about science in their everyday life, like a teacher, you might want to know a little bit about science. Next, if you're a doctor and you need to understand how someone's body works in order to treat them and cure them of an illness, you'd want to know some science. You'd also want to know science if you're an engineer, you're designing buildings, or even if you're a chef, you want to understand how different foods combine together and what types of reactions might occur. As you can see, there's many different jobs, many different careers that will require knowledge in science.
Hopefully now you're able to go create your own experiment.
We'd love to know how your experiments went.
You can find me at youtube.com/scifiles or on Twitter and Instagram at stem_files.
You can find out more about me and Flavourful Science at Norbert_Banyi on Twitter, at Flavourful_Science on Instagram, and at flavorfulscience.ca.
Thank you so much for attending our Girls in STEAM 2020 workshop.
Thanks for watching!